Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise and glory and honor to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai,
Bahashem, Rachakwadash, all right, and the Holy Spirit, we come to you, all right? And we want to give a double honors to our apostles and our elders at Great Millstone, who rule well, worthy to give double honors. And peace and salutations to every brother, every Akin, every Ak, preaching the truth throughout the four corners of the earth with truth and sincerity in their hearts, all right? Like I said, we are the Hebrew Israelites, man, and we coming to prophesy the downfall of this country, man. Why? Because it's not our rest. This is not our home. As in Malachi 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, man. It is polluted, and it shall destroy you with a sword of destruction. America's going to be destroyed, all right? Mom Kushai, can you get that missile board from me? Since we got some viewers. America's going to be destroyed, all right? By what? By ICBM nuclear missiles, man. Like the one you see on the board. ICBM nuclear missiles are going to destroy this place, man. And you see it today on the news, man. Russia, America, North Korea. They're going to shoot missiles on this place, man. It's prophesied in the Holy Scriptures, man. All right? Jeremiah 50. All right, but as of right now, man, this is our punishment. Until this judgment, because this judgment is going to save us, man. The Lord is going to pardon our iniquities and redeem his elect, his people. But before that, man, we have to serve out our punishment for what? For not calling on the name of the Lord back then, forsaking him back then. And when I say back then, I remember when we was in the rulership, in the days of King David. All right?
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
So the Lord is going to do this, man. The Lord is going to gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat where they'll fight, man. All right? And that land is the Middle East today, man. You see that happening. Why is the Middle East always in turmoil, man? Syria, Iraq, all right? Saudi Arabia, all right? Keep going.
It says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
He's going to plead for them, man. He's going to plead our cause, okay? He's going to plead for his people, for his heritage, man. He's going to avenge us, basically, man. Because why, man? Because we've lifted up these prayers of the souls of the just, complaining unto me continually, man. The Lord's going to plead our cause. All right,
it says, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
God, that part of my land, man. In Israel today, you have a part called, you got the Israelis and you got Palestine, man. They parted the Lord's land, segregated it, man. All right, and then it's bastards dwelling there, man. These people are that dwelling, these Israelis, they're not Jews, but they call themselves Jews, all right? But they said, that part where it said, I will plead for my people, my heritage, man. Malachi 7:9 says, man,
this is Micah chapter 7 verse Micah chapter 7 verse 9. It says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord.
I shall bear it, man. It's going to be put on me, and I'm going to accept it, man. I'm gonna put this indignation on me. The indignation is the Lord's righteous fury. It's the Lord's anger. Because why?
Because I have sinned against him.
Because we have sinned against him, man. What days are those talking about? I'll hold Deuteronomy 32. With Jeshurun wax fat. Keep going.
It says, until he plead my cause.
Like the brother just was reading in Joel, man. The Lord's coming back to plead the cause of his people, man, for his heritage, his culture, which is who? The Israelites, man. The Lord's coming back to plead our cause because we complain until the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, continually, man. Keep going.
It says, it says, Micah 7:9, I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me.
Until he execute judgment for me. Bible Kushai. Zephaniah 3:8.
I was just thinking that. Let me finish it out.
Remember, yeah,
it says,
just remember that part till he execute judgment for me. All right?
It says, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness.
That marvelous light, man, that glory. All right, the light is that truth, man. The fact that I know why I am suffering, man. These normal peon Israelites out here, man, these so-called African American, these Jamaican, these so-called Haitians, man. Same fucking Black Panther niggas, man. But hey, Shalak Mayam. But man, these people they don't know why they going through straits, man. They don't know why they fucked up and they can't get ahead, man. I didn't know, you know. But now the fact that I've come into this marvelous light, I know now. All right, can you get that for me?
Zephaniah 3:8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, until the day that I rise up to the praise."
So we gotta complain to the Lord for these things, man. When we want to cuss motherfuckers out and go and obey the law and go kill a fucking faggot, man, we can't just go and run and do that shit, man. We gotta go complain to the Lord because it's we bear the indignation of the Lord because we sinned against him, man. So we have to bear that shit, man. We gotta bear faggots walking up and down the street, man. We gotta bear the fact that we can't put him to death. And we gotta pray to the Lord and ask him to do it. So he plead our cause. To avenge us.
It says, "For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation."
And that's that precept upon precept, man, because that sounds a lot like Joel to me. You know, so I just assemble the nations, all right? And so I pour upon my fury and wrath.
It says, "Even all my fierce anger,"
even all his fierce. Imagine all the fierce anger of the Lord, man. Man, that's a lot of destruction. That's a lot of death, man. Keep on.
It says, "For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy."
All the earth, man. Not just one portion. All the earth gonna be devoured with the fire of his jealousy, man, because he's gonna plead the cause of his elect. Let me get this. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 19. It says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath."
Now see, what you have is you got all these other different movements. You even got Israelite camps. They taking up arms and they on videos showing them learning how to shoot. And now we're not saying ain't nothing wrong with learning some type of self-defense, but we're not preaching and we're not teaching that we're going to physically go up and do and deliver ourselves. We're not a Black Panther movement or group. All right, we don't plan on getting all so-called black people together and pooling our resources together, you know, and going about it the carnal way, because the scripture says, "Wait upon me."
That's right.
You know,
give place to your wrath, man. We preach that indulge yourself, give your all into the knowledge, because why? Because that'll stand up in defense of that day, man. Isaiah 33 says, man, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thine times and the strength of salvation, man. Not 40 caliber sidearms and fucking 5.56 primary weapons, man. And learn how to shoot them and be masters of that. The wisdom and knowledge is going to save you, man. Not how good you can defend yourself. Okay.
This is Isaiah 33, verse 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure."
That's why it says in Ezekiel 13, man, it says not Mark them the Son Christ. It says Ezekiel 13 in the chapter, I'm gonna get it, but it says they have not gone into the gaps.
Oh yeah.
They have not fixed up the hedges for the battlement.
Yeah.
All right, I got that. It says Ezekiel chapter 13, verse Ezekiel 13.
You can start at the top of that. You can start at the top of that. I'm gonna read this again. Isaiah 33 and 6, it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times," because we're finna come upon some very unstable, rocky times. Right. So the things that's gonna keep you grounded, the thing that's gonna keep you stable, is the knowledge of the Lord. Knowing that it was prophesied that these things was gonna happen. Knowing that what? It says, "And strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure." Knowing that the fear of the Lord, having that fear of the Lord on you now, you storing up your treasure in heaven, you trying to ensure your salvation. The scripture says, "Give diligence to make thy calling of election sure."
That's right.
All right, so when these times come, we open to lean on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai as our defense.
Kai,
you know?
Baba Kushai, can you get Ecclesiastes 9 and 18 right quick, just to back up your point? Just real quick.
First Peter's 1-10.
Yeah. You said
Ecclesiastes 9 and 18.
I got that. Me this First Peter so he just called.
I'm gonna read what he wanted real quick.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 9 and 18. "Wisdom is better than weapons of war." but one sinner destroyeth much good.
See, and the point was, wisdom is better than weapons of war. So it really doesn't matter at the end of the day what type of knowledge or what type of experience and combat that you have. Now we're not saying that that's not good and helpful information, but don't rely on that to have your oh shit, I know 20 martial arts and I got nunchucks, they got blades on them that shoot shurikens and shit. Hey, all that don't matter at the end of the day, man. It's all about what? Because the scripture says what? Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, but what? We shall trust in the Lord, man. You know what did David said to Goliath? He said, you came with me with shield and sword, but I came with you with the name of the Lord, you know? So that's what we coming off of, man.
Man, Wisdom of Solomon, it says, man, I'll put on righteousness as a breastplate.
Okay.
I didn't liken it to a battle. Defense.
I think Peter did too. He said, put on the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness.
Yeah,
Paul, I think it was Ephesians, yeah.
Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Which the world ignorantly calls Christ, but you know, it means that they're anointed, man. You know, the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, what the world calls Jesus Christ. Put on his whole armor, man. That's your defense in the day we're talking about, man. The day that comes to this place, man, that famine, that pestilence, that war, the riots in the street, man, that's how you defend yourself against that. Let me get this first, the second Peter. This is, I just had it. Oh yeah, 2 Peter 1:10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make thine calling.
Read up a verse.
2 Peter chapter 1, verse 9. But he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off.
Yeah, because when you start at the beginning of that chapter, it tells you, add to your patience virtue, add to your virtue knowledge, add to the knowledge temperance. It's giving you the blueprint on how to serve the Lord. All right. When you read Psalm 1, it tells you he shall be like a tree planted by a river. If that tree planted by a river is always getting watered, it's always growing, and is always being fed. So it says, but he that lacketh those things can't see afar off. Why? They're not looking towards the prophecies, man. The scripture in Sirach says, they that is occupied in the law shall deal with the prophecies. Roughly paraphrasing. Right. So if you first of all, if you can't serve the Lord, then you can't see what's happening in this book, man. The scripture says the vision is for an appointed time.
That's right.
All right.
Scripture also say, man, when there's no vision, the people perish, man.
Yep.
All right, when you have nobody to watch for the signs of the times, man, the people perish because they don't know it's coming. All right. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 9, it says, but he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, hath forgotten he was purged from his old sins.
And that's what you got in Israel now, man. You got a lot of guys turning from the truth. The scripture speaks about many shall follow their pernicious ways. So you forget that you didn't even know you was an Israelite. You forget that eating pork was against the law. All right, and these things, you forget that not getting a lining, that's part of the law. So slowly but surely, these guys waxing worse and worse, man. Not slowly, quickly.
It says, verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make thine calling and election sure, for if ye do these things, you shall never fall, or you shall never stumble, man. When that fall, you're not going to perish. You give diligence, man, because why your righteousness can save you, man. It's possible that your righteousness can save you. I'll show you Psalms 33.
This is Psalm chapter 33. Huh?
18.
I'm going to start at 16. It said, there is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength.
God.
It says, and horse is a vain thing for safety, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. So it's telling you that all these carnal things, all these physical, tangible things, because all those things got an end. A horse eventually died. A horse eventually is not, it gets old. All right, a mighty man, you're not as mighty as you get in age. All these things can be defeated. Verse 18, behold, the eye of Yahweh is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy.
That's who his eye is upon, man. Actually, his eye is upon all things, but the favor, the eye is his favor, man, is upon them that fear him, and them that hope in his mercy. You get the next verse is the kick.
Yeah. It says, verse 19, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine.
Man, Second Ezra says, some that are standing before you, man, shall not taste death since birth. To deliver them from death, the sword, and to keep them from famine, man. So he's gonna eat. All right. So the Lord's gonna save his righteous men, man.
Job 5.
5:19.
Yeah. Because the scripture says, speak to these people and give them warning from me. Now today's Sunday, right? All these people done left church and don't know what the Bible say. Ain't no warning. These people don't even know that the current events in the world was happening in the Middle East when President Trump prophesied in the Bible. So the scripture says, hey, speak this word and give them people warning to me. And we giving these people warning because look, famine is coming. Right? Great death is coming to this place. In all types of shapes and forms, man. You got Job 5.
Job chapter 5. Now start at 15. 14. Job 5:14. They meet the darkness in the daytime and walk in the noonday as in the night. But he saved the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty.
Because you got like the scripture says, we battle against rulers of the darkness, principalities. You got people in higher up places, and our people don't even want to believe that. Or you can't blame white men for all your problems. But you got something called the Build-A-Bear Conference. You got the Trilateral Commission. You got all these different secret meetings where these higher up officials, they meet up in darkness to have meetings about how to further destroy your people.
The scripture says, man, warless is that fucking hide the warless is that hide the secret to hide their counsel. These don't even know that they had the counsel, man.
Yeah, you think crack in your communities was just that just happened all of a sudden? You ever heard of the Rex 84 plan, the King Alpha plan? You ever heard of the Black Messiah Project? When you go into those things, your beloved American government got ordinances and laws in place to keep you cast down. Get that they only consult to cast them down from His Excellency. Put it up in your smartphone, type in cast and CAST and excellency. Because these people know that we the Israelites, man. These people know that we the children of the Most High. When you read Judah, get 5:19 in the Apocrypha. See, when you read Psalm 83, it names all these heathen nations. They regardless of the bickering that you see with all these countries, or this country disagree with this country, and these countries beefing and they raising their prices, and they all got a collective agreement that, look, we can't let these people rise. We got to do everything we can to keep these people down. You got it?
5:18.
Yeah, just read the point. 18, 19, and 20.
God, this is Judah chapter 5, verse 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore.
Yeah, when the Israelites departed from the way that the Lord appointed us, because the statutes, the law, commandments of this Bible belong to the Israelites. All right? When Moses led the children of Israel out of Egypt, who was there? You got that nation board out? Did it mention the Moabites? Did it mention the Ammonites? And when you people read the Bible, you people need to understand that all them nations that the Bible mentions still exist today. So when you read Moab, so what happened to Moab? They don't exist no more, right?
Well, wait, they died off.
Yeah, they died off.
Fucking dummies.
The scripture says there's no end to all the people. Mm-hmm. So all those nations that was warring back and forth with the Israelites died off, except the Israelites. No, man. All these other nations still exist today, and they collectively know you the Israelites, and they know to keep you down, man.
Israelites, man, we destroyed. It's back at Judah 5:18. But when But when they departed from the way which he appointed them,
The Lord appointed us statutes, laws, and commandments, man. When we departed out of them, when we stopped following the Lord, go ahead.
they were destroyed in many